Everybody, it's your girl Cassia Jones and welcome back to my channel to live and date in LA. Let's jump right into this install because you know I'm not about to waste y'all time. As you can see, I did a different braid pattern with this install. I went in a circular motion for the side, the top, and the back using bigger braids because we have big, beautiful, curly, kinky hair that we are going to be installing. So we do not need small, little, tiny straight backs with this hair. I'm just going to take the last bit of my braid and I'm going to use my crochet needle to install my hair underneath itself so that that end of the braid is not sticking out. Now I decided to go with this braid pattern again because the hair that we are going to be using is big and curly and voluptuous, and it is going to cover all of our head, and you will see in a minute how big and beautiful this hair is. I did add the pattern scalp treatment serum to my scalp. I also added Jamaican black castor oil that has rosemary in it to my scalp as well. I am also starting off on freshly washed and deep conditioned and blow dried hair. I also wash the crochet hair. I wash it with the gold band on it so it doesn't separate in the water. Wash your crochet hair. Nobody is washing their crochet hair, and I need you all to wash your crochet hair and protect your scalp. Your scalp is skin and it needs to be protected. For those unfamiliar with how to use the crochet needle, this is how you insert the hair into the needle and close the latch. I always like to give an example for any of the newbies who will be trying this style for the first time. I like to insert the needle underneath my braid and I attach the crochet hair inside of the latch. I will close it up. I am going to then pull the latch back through underneath my braid. That will give me a loop. When I feel the loop with my fingers, I am going to loop around once or twice, and I'm going to pull the rest of the hair through. Because this hair is so thick and big and voluptuous and beautiful and curly, we do not need to do a bunch of knots to make this hair stay in place. I like to show examples, as I stated, because there are some people who are new who have not done this before. So please take a look again and see how easy it is to glide the needle underneath your braid. I prefer to go underneath your braid because I feel that when you go through the braid, you can cause breakage within your hair. So this is my scalp. We're about halfway through at this process, and I wanted to show you how I'm using smaller pieces of hair the closer I get to the top of my head. Also, with the smaller pieces and getting towards the top of my head, you can see that I am doing the invisible knot method, which means I'm going to insert, same as I did before, the crochet needle underneath my braid. I'm going to pull out the loop, form about 2 loops around in a circle, and instead of pulling both ends of the hair through, I'm only going to put one end of the hair through the loop and knot it. And what I like to do around the perimeter of my hair is take one piece of the loop, because remember, the loop is one circle with 2 ends of hair in it. But when I get towards the perimeter, we're putting one end of hair through the loop. I like to take those ends and wrap them around the perimeter braid because this is going to be a bang, and I like to have a more natural look around the perimeter of my head. So as you can see, your girl likes to cut as she goes. I have been doing crochet hair for maybe 5 years now, so I pretty much know exactly what I'm going to do and where I'm going with the pieces of hair, so I don't wait until the end to do all the cutting now. I'm going to cut the pieces of hair in half because I'm working with shorter pieces now as I am forming the bang around the perimeter of the top part of my head. I'm going in with the same method, the invisible knot method, only pulling one end through the loop. Then I'm going to take one of those ends and I'm going to wrap it around the braid that is forming the bang around my head. I like to do this because, again, as I stated before, it makes it look really natural, and I feel like why waste these pieces? Like, This is hair that you paid for, so why waste these pieces of hair? Just use them over and over in the same spot, because baby, we not trying to waste not, want not around here. Okay. So I'm using my empty Aussie Moist leave-in conditioner bottle, and I added some water, and so I'm adding some hair conditioner to it. This is just regular schmegular hair conditioner that I had for when I had put some brown dye in my hair a while ago. And I'm going to wet this hair down. As you can see, the hair is very big and fluffy and voluminous, so it's so much easier to work with when you wet it, so you can see the shape and you can see where you might need to add more hair. Now you can see that part that was going around the top part of my head was very empty looking. You can see it right there at the top. So I'm going to take a few pieces of the hair and I'm going to fill in those spaces. And now folks, we've come to your girl's favorite part, the cutting. I love cutting this hair. I love making shapes and layers within the hair, especially when you have big, voluminous, curly hair like this. I don't like it to all be one length, no matter what type of style hair that I have in my head. But with this super curly, gorgeous spiral that is in this hair, I definitely wanted there to be layers and to have a little bit more control because it is so voluminous. As you can see here, it was already starting to dry, even though I had wet it. So I'm just going to keep going in and going around and cutting in a downward motion. Make sure when you have very curly hair like this, you cut in a downward motion. If you go bluntly across, it's going to look like poodle hair. So you want to make sure you are cutting down and putting layers into your hair. Now I'm grabbing my favorite mousse, Texture ID, and I am going to mousse the hair. I did this because wetting it wasn't enough here. I needed to go in with the mousse because I needed to see exactly how this hair is going to look for my everyday styling, to make sure that I've made the right cuts and I've added hair wherever I needed to. The hair looks very different once it has the water and mousse on it, as opposed to just water. The mousse is going to control the curl and make it more defined. So you definitely want to do this step so you know that you've made the right cuts and that you've put hair along the perimeter where it needs to be. The definition on this hair is absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, I had to add in a few little pieces, but what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I'm wetting those pieces because I don't want to add dry hair to the wet hair, right? So I wet and defined this hair with the mousse as well, and then went in and added it around the perimeter areas where I needed to fill in some spots. And I am continuing with that invisible knot method. All right, y'all, your girl's tired. My total time was about 3 hours for this hair, only because I did stop in between and I did cutting as I went. Usually now it takes about 2.5 hours, so I was pretty much on time for a regular install. Now here is your girl the next morning. I'm getting ready to go to work and I just need to show y'all how beautiful this hair is. Look how curly and gorgeous and natural this hair looks. And when I tell you it's giving Scalpiana, it's giving Scalpiana. I also would like to brag that while I was at work on set, one of Diana Ross's hair people came up to me and asked me who did my hair. That's how beautiful this install came out. I absolutely love this hair. It's fluffy, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's voluminous, and I wanted to show you all how the method of wrapping the hair around the perimeter of the braid that you saw me do earlier gives scalp in the front. Look at that. Look at that. You know what? I'm just gonna be quiet and let y'all look. I absolutely love how beautiful, voluminous, and natural this hair looks. I mean, you cannot tell me that this is not my hair. Everyone absolutely loved this hair and loved this style. I love the texture and how closely it mimics our natural hair. It's absolutely gorgeous, easy to maintain. To prevent the knots and tangling, I would just put it in big twists at night and then put on a scarf, and sometimes didn't even put on a scarf, child. I also washed it pretty much every week because, as I stated before, I'm a girly who loves to exercise and work out. If you have any questions, please let me know down below, and I hope I answered everything for you. I absolutely love doing these tutorials. I love being able to help you guys and to show you different ways to be able to install and wear your hair. Check me out on my website, toliveanddaytonla.co, and I'm on Instagram and TikTok at toliveanddaytonla, and on Twitter at awkwardgirlLA. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a blessed day, everybody.